majority of the other feet in the Madam Sew collection, this is a simple bar connection, which makes it very, very easy to attach to your sewing machine. And we thread the yarn or the thread through to one side of the blade. So make sure that it runs to the right hand side of the blade, or it will get caught up in the foot itself. It needs to run along the inside edge on the right hand side. And what I'm going to do is simply run through a piece of quilting or patchwork or sewing that has already been made, and we're going to align it with this blade, and then the rest of the process will take care of itself. But the important thing that you need to note is that you are using a correct overcast stitch. So I'll just show you what they look like. Now these are the overcast stitches on my sewing machine, and both the red and the blue stitch are actually stretch versions of the overcast, but I will be using just the simple straight stitch for now, which is this black version here, and I'll show you how that works. There is a centre bar which hopefully you can see over the top of this paler fabric, and what you need to do is hand crank to make sure that the needle will actually pass either side, left and right, of this bar. So you need to adjust your stitch width if necessary, and the reason I say this, I have a handy prop, is that you want to avoid a bent needle. Now this is the best outcome of hitting the bar. If you hit the bar with force and at speed, you can actually shatter your needle, which means that you then have bits of very sharp metal flying around your workroom. Definitely to be avoided wherever possible. So please take the time to go through this hand cranking process before you start sewing for real. So let's get started. We just make sure that the edge runs along the blade. We now know that everything has the room to jump back and forth over the centre spine, so we can just start to sew. And as you can see, we now have this overcast edge, and the different stitches will give you different effects. So hopefully this is a foot that you will be able to make very great use of, both for securing two pieces of fabric together for a pressed to one side seam, or as part of preparation before you even start sewing, so that you are safely and securely binding your edges.